Welcome back to Daytime, and whew, you know when Philippe is here, when it smells this darn good in our studio.
It was the butternut squash cream soup, and I'm hoping our next guest didn't hear me touting the benefits of full-fat cream.
And if she did, that's okay, because I'm sure she will tell you some do's and don'ts as we continue on our segments with Kari Schneider. Welcome, good to see you.
Absolutely, nice to see you as well.
So in power conditioning, you're in full force over there, things are going well?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's good, we're coming along.
So we're talking about some nutrition tips here today, and clearly, you know, having a cream-based soup every day might not be a very good idea. But you believe that there are some things that people do that sabotage their fitness and their goals, right?
Yeah, so if they have body composition goals, they might have been trying to lose some weight, or they're trying to maintain, or they're trying to get fitter for a particular event. They can often sabotage those goals with their nutritional habits. Now, having a full-fat cream soup once in a while isn't a big deal, and I'd rather have people have full-fat once in a while. But some of the things that are key saboteurs would be one, liquid candy. I call it liquid candy. And this would be...
Alcohol?
No,
oh.
it'd be liquid. It's like, the reason I say liquid candy is because it's drinking something that has a ton of sugar. So it could be your juice, it could be even Gatorade, something like that. It could be pop, it could be even coffee, because there's so much, people might be adding 2 sugars every coffee. They might have 4 coffees in a day. That's your liquid candy, and they don't realize how much sugar and how many calories are going along with that. Another one can be eating too little throughout the day. So then someone gets caught into, okay, I haven't eaten very much, but they're starving by the time they get to dinner time, or even in the evening, they feel like they need to over snack. So that can be a big one as well.
So heading into a Thanksgiving weekend then, there's no reason not to eat, but maybe making sure you're pairing the right things with the right, like making sure that, you know, you got your turkey as your protein, and then you want complex carbs, and that might keep you from grazing a little bit more throughout the day? Absolutely,
and if you plan every single meal that has a good complex carb, it has proteins, you want that carb, protein, fat. That's where people fall into that trap of having a meal that is only carb-based or only sugar-based. Then what happens is their blood sugar goes up, the insulin gets released, the blood sugar drops really fast, then they feel hungry right away again. That would be the example of having, say, a cinnamon roll for breakfast and nothing else, and they fall into that trap later in the day.
Thanksgiving meals don't necessarily mean that they're bad, right?
No.
They're like, you can taper the Thanksgiving meal a little bit and it can be good.
Absolutely, and I've got some tips that can help you get through the Thanksgiving meal, because the last saboteur really is overeating. That's the biggest problem when it comes to where we get caught with our body composition and things like that. Typically we're eating too much for what we really need.
It's because we're surrounded by the food on days
we have
like
an
this,
abundance.
right?
We have
every
an abundance.
table, every side table, it's got some little thing you can pick at.
And it's holiday season, and we cannot resist Felipe's excellent excellent meals. He's my neighbor, by the way, so we visit once in a while.
Nice, I would too.
So, yeah, exactly. So I've got a little sequence of tips that can go into your Thanksgiving dinner. One would be having some water before you even start. So if you've had some hors d'oeuvres or something like that, have at least a cup of water, so you're not going into it dehydrated. You're starting to get a little tiny feeling of fullness before you start your meal. Number 2 would be going into it with a mental state of, I'm only going to have 1 plate. I'm not going to get seconds, thirds, fourths. I'm just going to have 1 plate. So that leads us into number 3, which is saying that, okay, if I have 1 plate, I'm going to pick my favorites. Because there's sometimes, you know, my Aunt Edna's stuffing I'm not too fond of, right? And that is something I want to have very little of.
I wish I wasn't fond of my aunt's stuffing. Unfortunately, I'm very fond of it.
Yeah, but my grandma's stuffing, that's a whole nother story. You know, somebody makes a different recipe. So pick your favorites. If you know that the turkey and the gravy are your favorites, then that's going to be the thing that you have on your plate and more of, and you know, eliminate the cranberry sauce or the things that you're not as fond of. So have your 1 plate, choose your favorites, go with those. Then from there, you're going to put your fork down. So instead of shoveling in for 5 minutes straight, not registering that you're full and grabbing another plate, you're going to put your fork down. You're going to, you know, bite the bullet, talk to the in-laws, do what you got to do there, and put your fork back in your mouth, back down. Just take your time, have some drinks, enjoy the experience, enjoy the people. It's supposed to be about family, giving thanks, that kind of thing.
So savor being a very key
Savor.
word.
Take your time. Don't shovel it in, kind of thing. The next one would be making sure that you're saving room. So saving room for dessert, because, you know, my thing is the sweet tooth. So making sure that you've gone through your plate and that you don't have another 2 or 3 plates, because chances are if you've had 3 plates, someone's going to come out with another thing. It's going to be a family pressure. Oh, you've got to have some pie. Come on, come on, come on. So have the mentality that you're pacing yourself. You're saving room. You're going to give yourself some time. And once you're done, have some activity. Go for a walk. Do that kind of thing. And then you're less likely to be suffering from that Thanksgiving turkey hangover the next day. And we all know how that feels when you've eaten too much and the next day you wake up going, ugh, I feel like crap because I ate too much. And so I call that the food hangover. And that's exactly what so many people suffer from with Thanksgiving. So just pace yourself, make smart choices, and you'll still get to enjoy, still get to have the experience, yet not feel the awful feelings the next day.
One of the things I do is I wear really tight jeans to Thanksgiving dinner. So I feel like there's no room and that I've had, you know, an exorbitant amount of food, and there's not enough room for anything else.
I'm going to add that to my tip repertoire.
Yes,
you know?
wear tight jeans.
Tight jeans.
At least
Good.
1 to 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, and then when you're sitting down and you're like, oh, okay, I'm not so comfortable here, then people know why.
Kari, you're going to be taking questions from our viewers, and we welcome them to email you. The email is up on the screen there. So if people have questions, any questions fitness related, nutrition related?
Absolutely. So they're health, fitness, exercise. Those questions we can field. We've got, if it's not myself who has the answer, one of our staff does. So we'll make sure that we get a good response and get it on air for the viewers.
Sounds
Excellent.
good. We can find you at 206 Piccadilly Street at Empower Conditioning, empowerconditioning.com online as well.
Yeah, and I would love to know how much